welcome back to the Road to Get Cooking, and this is the second day of our sausage making project. And last night what I did off camera, the sausage links that I made using the piping bag and the tube, I took those out the freezer, let them set. I left them in there a little bit too long, so I had a tough time cutting them into individual links, but I got them all cut into individual links. I wrapped them in packages of 4 because that's probably how many sausage links that I will eat with my breakfast, and I got those in the freezer, so I will show you those later. And then the breakfast links that I made with the cellulose casings, I went back and looked at them, and they had all came untwisted. So I went and looked at the video and thought, okay, what did I do wrong? And in watching the video, you'll see it. I'm not going to edit it out. I'll show you it. You're supposed to take the links and twist one this way, and then the second link you twist in the opposite direction. Well, me and my silly self, I'm just twisting. All in the same direction. So everybody had came undone. So I thought to myself, I'm going to leave them in the refrigerator for 1, so all the seasonings will have a chance to, marry together and blend. And then for 2, hopefully when I re-tied them, they stayed tied up this time. And I haven't checked them yet. We'll check them together. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing today. Hopefully we can finish off the project today. I didn't sous vide cook them last night because I told you about the issue. So I will be sous vide cooking them today. So we'll finish the project and then we will be done. So I'll meet you in the kitchen in there and let's get started. And please say an extra prayer for California. They are getting hammered by that monster storm. All of my family, as you guys, some of you know, all of my family is in California, in San Diego and Orange County, and they're pretty much scattered around California. But please keep everyone, my family, all the people of California in your prayers, okay? Thanks. All right, I got my sous vide cooker warming up. I wanted to get to 135, and I'm going to cook it for 2.5 hours. And I have the water filled up to the max line, and I have my sous vide container sitting on top of a wire rack, just for safety's sake. All right, let me show you the sausage. All right, I am glad that I left my sausage in the refrigerator overnight, and as you can see, they did stay tied up. Now I end up tying the ends of them like I told you earlier, and now I'm just going to put them in the vacuum seal bags and put them in the sous vide cooker. So sous vide cooking is just another way to do slow cooking, and you'll see here later when I take them out the bag. They basically, whenever you put meat in a vacuum seal bag, it basically cooks in its own juices. You don't add any broth to it or anything. Just put the meat in the bags and set your temperature for your water and the time that you want it to cook, and just leave it in there and it just cooks itself. So, and another thing too, if you don't have the sous vide set up like I have here, you can totally do this by putting your sausage or whatever you're going to sous vide cook. Put it in a vacuum seal bag or a Ziploc bag. Make sure it's completely sealed, and then submerge it in some hot simmering water for 15 minutes. Now you want to cook it to an internal temp, 135 to 140 for beef, and 150 to 155 for pork. And this sausage is not going to be completely done by the time I get done with a 2-hour and 30-minute cook, but I'm not going to worry about that because these are fresh sausages that I will be cooking in the frying pan when I'm ready to eat them. Okay, let me get back to work here. All right, I noticed that when I put my sausage in the sous vide cooker, it was starting to float. So I put a lid on the sausage to hopefully keep it down underneath the water. And I wanted it to stay under the water so everything would cook like it's supposed to. But I thought, no, this is not a good idea, because if the lid moves, then they're going to come up to the top anyway, and then I'm going to end up in the same situation like I had when I was cooking the turkey hot dogs. They started floating on the top, so the ones that were floating on the top didn't get completely done like the ones underneath the water. All right, after fighting with everybody, I had to strap them down in there. Because I don't want them floating on top of the water. I want them to stay in the water. And the little guy seems to be doing okay. It's all the way underneath the water. And I needed to stay underwater for 2 hours and 18 minutes. At the end of 2 hours and 18 minutes, I'm going to take it out of the hot water and put it in some ice cold water and shock it so it'll stop the cooking process. Now 2 hours, my sausage is not going to be done, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to be frying these in a frying pan when I have them for breakfast. So they'll be probably 85% done maybe. And it'll only take a few minutes to put them in the skillet and fry them up for breakfast. Alright, so I'm good to go. Remember yesterday when I was telling you about this little apparatus that you can get at Wally Mart? I paid like maybe $3-4 for it, but that was 12-13 years ago. So I don't know how much these little things are now. So don't take my word for it. So just, go and price them out for yourself and let me know. Let me know down in the comment section what you paid for them if you bought them at Wally Mart. And it is 3 parts like I told you. This is a coupler. This is the tip, and then this is what fastens everything together. And in case you can't find those pastry bags or you don't want to buy them, let me show you a different trick. See, I must love you because I'm sharing all my tips with you. Okay, just in case you can't find those pastry bags or you don't want to buy them, I don't blame you because they're probably sky high now. I took a gallon Ziploc bag, cut the tip of it off. Can you see that right across here? And I cut it just big enough where this will fit through the hole. So then that goes in here like this. And see it sticking out. You put the tip over it and then fasten all 3 pieces together. Put it on there until it's finger tight. And what you have here is a high-tech pastry bag. Put all your little goodies in there. Squeeze and pull. That's how I made the links. Squeeze it and then pull it all at the same time. Squeeze and pull. Squeeze and pull. And I had one long line going. So let me show you. Oh, speaking of the sausage, let me show you what they look like after I got them all packaged up. Whew. I got them all cut up. And I didn't put these in a vacuum seal bag because that way I can get into them when I want some sausage. I have 2 packs in a bag, 4 pieces each. I individually wrapped them, not individually wrapped, but wrapped the 4 pieces, and then I just put it all in the Ziploc bag. A little extra protection because they're going to be in the freezer a little bit longer. So that's how I finished them out. I got 2 meals here. I got 2 meals here, I got 2 meals here, and I got 2 meals here. So see, stretch your dollars when you can. And I'm going to be happy with that. I'm going to have plenty of sausage. And my goal is to get enough sausage that I eat. That's not including what I'm going to be showing, making with you guys. But my own personal sausage, I want to make sure that I have enough to tie me over through the entire summer. So in the event that it gets super hot like it did last year, I might not want to be in this kitchen when it gets super hot. So, you know what? You guys will have to bear with me. If it's hot, I ain't coming in here. Alright, so I'll see you in 2 hours and 9 minutes. Alright, we're on the home stretch. My sausage is finally done. I took them out of the sous vide cooker, immediately put them in a bowl with ice cold water in it, and then I used my high-tech ice cubes. And I just put those on top of the sausage so they'll stay submerged in the ice cold water. And don't judge my little ice cubes. Hey, I am saving whatever I can. And I had some juice in these little jars here. And when I finish with the juice, I just fill them up with water, put them in the freezer. That way I always have an ice cube for a project like this. Or if I'm sending something home with my sister or one of my neighbors and it needs to stay cool, I'll just use one of these instead of my ice makers. And I rather have my ice for my libations. So there. All right, so I let the sausage stay in the water for about 5 minutes, and I'm going to take them out of the bag here. And you'll see here in a second that there's no juice in the bag. But you will also notice that when I start taking them out of the cellulose casings, you'll see the juice coming out of the casing. So that's a good thing. That means it cooked in its own juices inside the cellulose casings, which is what I wanted it to do. So from here, everything is pretty well self-explanatory. So just sit back, relax, and we are just about done here. And I will put on some nice soft music for you, and I'll see you back here in a second. You notice right here, some of them came untied, but they still maintained their shape inside the cellulose casings, which I'm happy about that. So no big deal. We're on the home stretch, so let's go. I am so sorry for the camera angle. I hope that you can see pretty much what I'm doing here. And you know what? This is a lot of work. This is a labor of love. But the one thing that I absolutely love is the fact that I know what's in my sausage because I made it with my own two little hands. So there. But yeah, it's a it's a project. It really is. And when I make sausage, I make sure that I don't have anything else to do. This was my project for the day. And check these babies out. Look at that. And you know what? I didn't get them all the same size, but that's okay. That's the beauty of making your own sausages. They don't have to be perfect. They just have to be delicious. And look at that. Perfectly cooked. And let me show you what they look like on the inside. And like I told you, they're not going to be completely cooked all the way through, but that's okay because I'm going to put them in my frying pan with a little olive oil and brown them up, and they will continue to cook. They will cook until they're done, to a nice temperature of 165. So I'm okay with that. And I'm going to wrap them in packs of 3. And I'm going to put them in Ziploc bags and not vacuum seal bags. That way I can get into them when I need them. All right, we're done. Job well done. Okay, a couple of packages. I had 4 links in it, so that those are the packages that I'm going to share with my neighbors, and everything else will be wrapped in 3-pack, because that's about how many of these that I will eat. These are a little bit bigger than the other ones that I did in our high-tech piping bag. So I'm going to put them in my breakfast bag, and it is going to be so nice to have my sausage almost done. And all I got to do is just pop it in the frying pan, let it cook for a few minutes, and I'm good to go. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And don't forget to share my link with everybody you know in the universe. And you know I had to share my breakfast with you. The next day I made me some more buttermilk biscuits, had me a couple of patties, the patties that I made before, and the jelly, that is my strawberry blueberry jam that I made a couple months ago, and it was absolutely delicious. And the biscuits, oh my word. And then Sunday morning I made myself an egg omelet with kale from my garden, let's see, onions from my garden. I had a few cherry tomatoes from my garden, and I had put some mushrooms in here, and it was absolutely delicious. And I made those with the links, and here are the links. And I tell you what, I was a happy girl on Sunday. Make you some sausage. Make you some sausage. You will not be unhappy with this recipe. And like I said, it's 2 ingredients: ground pork and some seasoning, and that's it. And here's my entire breakfast. And too bad you don't live closer. I would share them with you. So thanks again for stopping by. Be blessed, make you some sausage, and keep on cooking.